Hello everyone, this is a pre-recorded video for Dyslexia Around the World session at the International Dyslexia Association conference this year. My name is Dr. Abebayehu Mekonnen. I'm a founding manager of a local non-profit in Ethiopia called FANA-Ethiopia. I'm here today to share what it is like to have dyslexia in Ethiopia and the situation of children and adults having various specific learning challenges. Before I embark on discussing the situation of dyslexia in Ethiopia, I would like to briefly share with you the general literacy ecosystem of the country. Over the years, there are a number of studies conducted, but there are at least 3-4 major studies conducted nationwide through the entire Ethiopia. These studies have focused on assessing the early grade reading competences of children at grade 2 and grade 3. And the results, the outcomes of these studies are extremely concerning. These studies conducted in 2010, 2012, and 2016 nationwide in various provinces in around 8 languages showed that about more than 90% of children in grade 2 and 3 are not able to read a single word. They don't have the basic reading skills even at grade 3. Ethiopia is a very multilingual, multicultural country. There are about more than 80 plus distinct languages, and about 50 plus of them are now being used in the education system. They are being taught at school. They are serving as medium of instruction as well as being given as subjects. So given that now we have about nearly 30 million children in the school system today, having 90% of them not being able to read or acquire basic literacy skills is really concerning. And you can imagine in such a very low literacy context, it is very difficult to know the situation of children having reading and other literacy skills, difficulties related to reading or any other literacy skills. So when we talk about dyslexia in the Ethiopian context, we are talking about reading disabilities in a literacy situation or literacy context whereby 90% of children are not able to acquire basic reading skills. Dyslexia is not recognized by any of the it's not explicitly recognized by any of legal documents. Even the education policy documents or documents related to disability rights do not explicitly recognize a specific learning challenge such as dyslexia. So as a result, what that means is that teacher preparation curricula do not recognize specific learning difficulties or learning differences. That means teachers are trained without even having the basic idea of what dyslexia means, for instance. Many teachers do not know, haven't heard of the term, for instance, dyslexia or dyscalculia. So this is the context we have. The awareness level is extremely poor. Having looked at this situation, this reality, like-minded colleagues of mine and myself had set up this local non-profit rather than sitting back and wait until the government is able to do. We just decided that we have to do our fair share by at least spreading awareness about these specific learning differences challenge. So in 2012, we got registered as a civic organization, a local civic organization in Ethiopia by the name FANA. FANA means in the Amharic language of Ethiopia, it means guiding light. So we got registered in 2012 and started operating in 2014. Thanks to the generous grant from the Oak Foundation, we have been able to start operating in Ethiopia. So some of the major activities that we are engaged in for the past nearly 10 years, more than 10 years now, include uh, training teachers. We have a training component whereby we provide awareness creation trainings. We also do technical trainings. These trainings are different from the awareness training in terms of the depth and the length as well as the coverage of material. So we have this component of training, and we also provide clinical services whereby we do assessments and provide individually tailored intervention services. So we have training component. We also have clinical center-based as well as school-based screening and assessment, as well as help and support provision service. In addition to this, given that there is almost no awareness of these difficulties, learning challenges in the country, and given that no academic institutions are producing professionals trained in dyslexia service provision, dyslexia understanding, or the understanding of specific learning challenge, and how to do assessment, how to do intervention. We devised professional development in order to fill this gap. We have devised professional development courses, and these courses are meant for school teachers, parents, and professionals working in various centers that focus on children having various learning challenges. So we have been offering these courses for the past 4 years now. So this professional development program, we call it FANA-PDP, is the third major component which is part of our program activities. We also do action research mainly, to be able to understand our orthographies. We know that the biological foundations of dyslexia, for example, is more or less similar across human beings, but we also know that the way dyslexia manifests itself varies from one language, from one orthography to the next. So we don't have any research conducted in Ethiopia, and we don't know how our writing systems affect the way children learn in general, and the way children with dyslexia learn to read in particular. So we do have research projects dealing with, trying to understand how dyslexia manifests in Ethiopian languages, in Ethiopian scripts, orthographies. We also conduct research to be able to develop assessment tools. So far, we don't have standardized, validated instruments in any of the languages. At FANA here, we have tried to develop one assessment tool in Amharic, but it needs to be refined and enhanced. So we have these research and also guidance consultancy services as well. We do provide advice for schools, especially private schools, as to how they can set up special education units in their schools. So we support them in their effort to build their staff capacity. We also advise them as to how to establish units in terms of gadgets and material resources. So we do have this kind of services as well. So these are the major Of course, we have a number of other activities as well, but these are the major components of our program. And would like to thank the Oak Foundation for supporting us all along, all the way from the start till now. Uh, getting support for projects focusing on specific learning disabilities in Ethiopia may, largely seen as a luxury. We have approached donors, international donors operating in Ethiopia, and discussed these ideas with them. And some of the responses we often get is quite surprising, and it's unfortunate. Some view our activities as luxury and even ask us, in a country where like countless children do not even have access to education, you guys are talking about children having this small learning challenge, so that would be a luxury. So we focus on the major issues like food, ensuring food security, ensuring access to basic education, and building infrastructure, etc. So we usually get responses from donors, responses such as, okay, our priority is on major, burning. Our priorities are on more alarming and dire situations. And in this kind of context, having to being able to get a very understanding partner like Oak Foundation is really a blessing for us. And understanding and supportive partners such as Oak Foundation and others are what is keeping us going. Apart from, of course, the impact that we are making on the lives of children. We have been, over the years, we have been able to train thousands of teachers. We have been able to educate parents, school administrators, teachers of teacher training college, policymakers, and through these kind of outreach and clinical services, we have managed to save lives of many children who were really in struggling with a range of mental health issues. We have been able to lift them from this distressing situation. We have been able to support many children not only survive but also thrive. So these are the major points I would like to share with regards to dyslexia in Ethiopia. So I would like to finish my talk by saying that many of you now understand the situation of, at least have a feel about the situation of dyslexia or dyslexics in the Ethiopian context. So we are very happy and we appreciate any kind of partnership. We have been trying to establish partnership with similar organizations. We have initiated partnership with Dyslexia Association of Singapore recently, and that partnership seems to be, we hope that it is going to get somewhere. And anyone who is interested to make a difference in this journey of transforming the local context where dyslexia is not, institutionally, legally, by government not recognized, where the awareness level is profoundly low. Whatever contribution we make makes a huge difference in the life of especially children struggling, being tormented every day through no fault of their own. So I would like to thank for this opportunity, and I wish everyone a successful and fruitful conference. and we hope that probably in one of the uh, future conferences we'll be able to be present in person and share our experiences. Thank you very much.